So in the beginning, Ricky's in her village, everything's cool. She's meditating. Black Star comes in and bothers her, and they talk for a little. And then you get control of Ricky, and she goes off. Also, the intro with the Warrior of Light guy and opening the door that has the Eye of Anubis on it, that happens. And then it goes into Ricky meditating. And I think that will be Ricky in like a ethereal form meditating, like that it would be established that that would be her. And they go back to the village, do beginning of the game stuff, and that night, um, oh, while they're out, they find like this drone thing that attacks them. So it's like a kind of like an intro first boss thing. This drone thing attacks them. And they take it back to the village elders. The village elders tell them there's nothing to worry about it. If anything, them attacking it and bringing it back to the village was a big no-no. And everybody in the village is telepathic. And Ricky has a problem. Like the beginning, like at the beginning of a story, somebody has a problem, and at the end they master it. Her problem is she's like an open book. So whatever she thinks, everybody knows what she's thinking. So that's like she's trying to meditate, she's trying to, get things under wraps. So the elders go, they tell her to go meditate and like try to forget about this thing so the villagers don't get upset about it. Just by her leaving and walking into town, the other villagers find out about it by reading her thoughts, and then it gets in a big uproar. The elders are like, it's just, some modern technology from the world outside of our borders. It's fine. This happens like every 3 years, nothing big. Sometimes planes fly across the sky, whatever. This happens all the time, whatever. So you go to meditate, and then it shows a scene of a guy close by, like setting up more drones. And he has like this evil plan to like use the drones to make the villagers have nightmares and in the astral plane, um, and he'll like absorb their fear and consciousness, and he'll like sell it off, some random sci-fi plot thing. So that night, Ricky's meditating, and uh, the drones, they kind of fly like around the village, and they like let off this sound that puts like everybody into like a deep coma type sleep, except for a few of the elders that are hard of hearing. They can't hear it, because they're old. And then um, Ricky doesn't hear it because she's meditating inside, like her head is inside of like a bell, so her thoughts can't be heard, and she can hear when her thoughts vibrate off the bell and hit back at her. So she's really trying to minimize like the vibrations. And when she gets out, she just hears like people screaming in their sleep and all this stuff. And then she starts to get woozy, but she's like fighting it. One of the village elders comes out because the elder that she was talking to fell asleep and started having like a nightmare. And and Ricky like slowly starts to fall asleep, and then she wakes up in like this cocoon type thing, but she's not truly asleep yet, and the elder is getting through to her. And then she hears the elder saying like, break free. And she breaks free of like the cocoon and like the nightmare realm. And the elder turns into a hummingbird and guides Ricky through like the first dungeon basically. And when you get to the end of the dungeon, there's like a guy, and he's like drinking people's consciousness, and it's the guy that's controlling the drones. So he's like drawing, like, yeah, he's gonna sell the consciousness and fear, but like he's taking some for himself. And he's surprised that somebody's awake inside his dream. And then it establishes rules of the dreams. Like if you go in somebody's astral plane, they have complete control over it. So you start fighting him. It's like a boss battle. You beat him, and then he becomes a second form, which is not the guy, but it's like an Archon that has been feeding off of this guy and making this guy be like a terrible person. And the Archon's basically like, I have no more use for him, but I want you. You're stronger than him mentally and stuff. Like the things I could do with your body. He was talking to Ricky. So the hummingbird and Ricky are like fighting this thing, and he's like in the cutscene, he's like tired of the hummingbird, like fucking smashes it, and outside of the dream, the elder falls to her knees and like coughs up blood, and like Ricky's um gets like trapped, so this thing's gonna like kill her, and then they hear like a growl, and like the whole dream just starts to rumble and shake, and then you just hear like giant footsteps coming forward, and like the Archon like starts freaking out, and he's like, it's the beast, and then you hear like a giant roar, and it everything goes to white, and it's basically like this roar or this whatever thing, it like breaks and like shatters the dream. Everybody wakes up, and the elders call Ricky in for a meeting and to thank her for everything. And they read her thoughts, and they see that the phrase "the beast" was mentioned, and they hear the roar, and they tell Ricky that she has to leave the village because the beast only comes at the end of times, and that if anybody in the village caught wind of this, that there would be mass hysteria, and that the beast is actually a creature that the more people that know about it, the more powerful it gets. So if all the villagers start reading Ricky's thoughts, it's going to be like a very dangerous scenario. One of the elders tells her she can go to the Void Temple that's not far from the village to erase that from her mind, and then she could come back. Suddenly, you hear somebody in the background saying, "No way!" And Blackstar comes in, and it's like, "We, if anything, we should just try to kill this beast." And it's like, "You've been eavesdropping the whole time?" It's like, "Yeah." So like now the Blackstar chick has to leave the village too with Ricky, because she knows about it now too. So Blackstar, Ricky, and one of the elders go to the Void place to erase her thing, and that's basically the whole intro. Not way later. Like I would say, like there's two more level type things, and then Clown Edith, I mean Clown Danny, and then the level right next. Oh no, they meet Pirate Edith first, actually, in travels, and she joins your party, but she's not with you. And then when you meet Danny, she's with you from that point on, and then Edith become comes with you from that point on, and so that's that's the thing of the story, the beast and all this stuff, and obviously they go to the Void Temple, and it's like, instead of trying to erase this memory, maybe try to kill this thing, and it just goes on and on. Pretty good stuff. Um, I thought it would be cool if like Ricky, she's like this good person and all this, but like goes out of pocket. Like Blackstar, she could be like out of pocket all the time, and like we need to do this, we need to do that, and at a point, Ricky's just like the only logical thing is to kill Blackstar. And the thing is, she's a good, quote unquote, good guy, but for her to come to that conclusion, that's not a good thing to do. And Blackstar lives, so it's like, she tries to kill her, being like, you know what, I've had enough of you drawing. You're not gonna do that. And Blackstar's like, I am gonna do it because it's the only way. Blah blah blah. And then Ricky's just like, then if you really think that, then you have to go. You cannot go onward. And it'll be a good lesson for Ricky to learn. Like she has to, like, being the good guy is not always a good thing. But um we'll see. We'll see.